Howdy, y'all. I'm Mario Sanchez. This is Juicebox Sports Podcast, the number one podcast in the great state of Texas, presented by Anchor.fm. Feels great to be back here. Very disappointed in Las Vegas for putting the Bears plus 12 above the Green Bay Packers. I think that's very offensive. You're just offended the sport of football, and they just lost their credibility overall. But anyways, God bless America, because the Green Bay Packers are still the greatest team in football, and that's it. That's just it. I don't care about Tom Brady. I don't care about other teams. It's the Green Bay Packers and just them. Anyways, we got a lot of headliners today. Davis Mills, quarterback for the Houston Texans. I think fans should just move on from Deshaun Watson. It's whatever. We have another Colin Kaepernick there. But hold up. In some moments, rookie quarterback Davis Mills looks like the best thing Nick Cassel has ever done for the Houston Texans. In others, he looks every bit the inexperienced rookie making typical inexperienced rookie mistakes. On the flip side, when comparing Mills to Houston's only true franchise quarterback in team history, Deshaun Watson, well, there's really is no comparison. However, in defense of Mills, he's playing under the guidance of the worst head coach in the NFL. Behind one of the most worst offensive lines, with the worst running game in a culture built by Grandma Wormtongue that's committed that to taking his season, and he doesn't even shave. Have Samwise Gamage by his side. With all those variables in place, it's hard to truly grade Mills at this stage of his career. The NFL landscape is littered with starting rookie quarterbacks who failed miserably enough to not stick around for a sophomore effort. Will Mills join that list? But so far, with the under the floorboards expectations of the Texans leadership, Mills is most likely the quarterback for the foreseeable future. NFL.com recently ran a quarterback ranking piece where they unexpectedly list Mills behind fellow rookies Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields that states he's better than those two. His stats are far superior to Fields, and in just over half the starts, Lawrence has Mills score only by one less touchdown. Owns a superior completion percentage rate and higher yards per passing average. So here's the question. Do you want Davis Mills as quarterback for the Houston Texans for the several years? That's for the fans to decide. Coach LaFleur's stocks goes up. NFL coaching contracts generally aren't public knowledge. Nonetheless, the Green Bay Packers have one heck of a bargain in Matt LaFleur, especially when just the Fox with disgraced former Jacksonville Jaguar coach Urban Meyer. LaFleur report is making $5 million per season on his 4-year contract, hired in 2009. His record is robust, 36-9, heading into Sunday's game against the Baltimore Ravens, which we're about to win that game too. He's well on his way to leading the Packers to a third NFC North championship title in 3 seasons and has his team positioned to take the next step after losing back-to-back NFC title games to start his tenure. Meyer, meanwhile, received a 6-year contract report worth between $10 million and $12 million per season to resurrect the Jaguars. The Meyer era, or make that the Meyer error, came to an abrupt halt. With firing on Wednesday night, his record a woeful 2-11, so LaFleur has lost fewer games in 3 seasons than Meyer lost in one. Or let's put it another way, just for easy math, let's say the Packers win 3 of their final 4 games to finish 13-4. That will give LaFleur 3 consecutive 13-win seasons. That works out to 3,884 per victory. At the conservative 10 million average, Meyer's average is 5 million per victory. However, coaching contracts are guaranteed, so the Jaguars are on the hook for whatever he's owed the next 5 seasons. So at the conservative 6-year deal of total of 60 million, Meyer will have pocketed 30 million per victory. If LaFleur contract indeed was for 4 years and 20 million, and if he were to somehow lose his final 4 games of this season and all 17 games next season, his 36 win would be worth 555,555 apiece. The best thing that he brought is his ability to listen. Receiver Devontae Adams, the GOAT, said on Wednesday we will have had really good conversations. He trusts my input a lot, so it makes me feel good as a player. It makes me feel good about the studying that I do. It makes me want to dive into my stuff better because I know it's not all for nothing. There's a lot of guys with great input out there, but you can't have a head coach who says, "Hey, however I say it is how we're going to do it and how we're going to rock." But he's really open and receptive to my input. LaFleur's 36 wins are second most in the NFL history for a coach in his 3 seasons. George Seifert won a 38 games in his first 3 seasons with San Francisco in 89, 90, and 91. LaFleur will beat that number by going 3-1 down the stretch. With a win on Sunday, LaFleur will become the third coach in NFL history to win 11-plus games in each of his first 3 seasons. The other are Jim Harbaugh and Chuck Pagano. LaFleur's success shows the flashy name isn't always the best candidate. LaFleur arrived in Green Bay a somewhat controversial choice because of his limited resume, but team president Mark Murphy and general manager Brian Gutzner knocked it off the park. Meyer did nothing but win a lot in Florida and Ohio, with 3 national championships on his resume, but proved to be incompetent in the NFL. After deliberation over many weeks and thorough analysis of the entirety of the Urban's tenure with our team, I am bitterly disappointed to arrive at the conclusion that an immediate change is imperative for everyone. Jaguars owners Shad Khan said in his statement, "I informed Urban of the change this evening. As I stated in October, regaining our trust and respect was essential. Regrettably, it did not happen." Tom Brady responds to Matt Cassel snub from ESPN documentary. Tom Brady made a 10-part documentary series and one of his former understudies feels like he should have gotten an invitation to talk. On Wednesday, former Patriots quarterback Matt Cassel tweeted at Brady wondering why he wasn't invited, being interviewed for a Man in the Arena, the 10-part docuseries on Brady's career airing on ESPN Plus. In 2008, Tom Brady and the Patriots sought to avenge the previous year, in which they went 16-0 in the regular season but lost to Eli Manning and the Giants in the Super Bowl. The best laid plans fell apart when Brady got hit by then Chiefs safety Bernard Pollard in the first quarter of the season opener and tore his ACL. Season Matt Cassel succeeded Brady as the starting quarterback. The Patriots actually finished the season 11-5, but missed the playoffs in a season with an abnormally stacked AFC. While Cassel may or may not actually feel jittered about the snub, he did make out pretty well for the whole circumstance. In the 2009 offseason, the Chiefs signed Cassel to a 6-year contract, $63 million deal. While the franchise parted ways with Cassel 4 years into the contract, that's still a nice chunk of change. Thank you for listening to the Juicebox Sports Podcast. This podcast has been brought to you by Raise Energy. Check us out on Instagram at JuiceboxSportsHTX. Till next time.